What is going on, guys? Thank you so very much for joining me right here for NXT on Off the Script. This is your full review for last night's show, November 27th, 2019. A great show it was. WWE usually has NXT revolve around highlight shows after a takeover. Not this time, and not any time moving on into the future. This was a full-fledged episode. We got things going right back to where they were with NXT full steam ahead. First time ever last night in the main event, Tommaso Ciampa and Finn Balor. Now, I don't know what Finn Balor's motives are. They could be anything. Does he want the NXT Championship? Does he want to bring back the Bullet Club, the real club, not the OC, the real Bullet Club, to NXT? Does he want to join the Undisputed Era? Or does he simply just want to bring NXT back to the NXT that was when he was leading NXT just 3 years ago? We don't know. But all I know is that Finn Balor has become one of the more interesting and intriguing characters on WWE television. And folks, it revolves around that simple question that WWE seemingly always overlooks. The most important question in any storyline. Why? Nobody knows why. And that's what's making Finn Balor the most interesting character on WWE TV right now. Keith Lee might be my favorite WWE character on TV right now. The guy is simply fucking phenomenal. I don't know anything else but Keith Lee this week. He has been absolutely on fire, and I'll say it again. The 2-hour NXT time slot that they are now undertaking since September, Keith Lee has benefited most from that out of everybody on the NXT roster, and I'm so happy to finally see him coming into his own, and everybody is finally finding out about who Big Man Keith Lee is. He teamed with Dominik Dijakovic, and they went against the Undisputed Era. Scary moment in the match. We do not know, or at least I don't know right now at 8:30 in the morning. Haven't figured anything out, haven't seen any news reports on his status, but Bobby Fish legitimately looked to be injured last night. He was taken out of the match, and in came an unprepared Roderick Strong. But this is the Undisputed Era. They go with the flow, and it did not take away from the match whatsoever. So that was the opening match for the tag team titles. We also got Rhea Ripley. My goodness, man, Rhea Ripley. Is there anyone hotter in the women's division right now than Rhea Ripley? She is absolutely on fire. And it looks like, and if WWE doesn't capitalize on this, they are a bunch of fools, but I know NXT and Triple H will do the right thing. They seemingly always do. If Rhea Ripley doesn't capture the NXT Women's Championship, they are absolutely missing the target. It is her time. Everybody is finally behind Rhea Ripley in the way that they should be behind Rhea Ripley, and you soon will know. You guys on the main roster as well who are not watching NXT, which to this day I still don't understand. You will all understand why Rhea Ripley is what Becky Lynch should be. But where Becky Lynch has got WWE main roster cheesiness and cringe revolving around her character, Rhea Ripley is organic and real. We're going to go over all of this right here on the podcast. Guys, thank you so very much for joining me. It is 8:30 in the morning on Thanksgiving Day. Wherever you are spending Thanksgiving, whoever you are spending Thanksgiving with, I want to wish you guys a happy Thanksgiving. I am not a holiday guy at all. I never really was, but I love you guys so much, and I appreciate you. Without you guys, I am nothing, so I am thankful for each and every one of you. Now, I don't know whether you guys have turkey or not. I know my mom and my dad don't cook turkey. They are just over the holidays themselves. My mom just cooks a thing of baked ziti for the family, some meatballs, some Italian cookies for dessert, and that's pretty much it. That's what we do. But whatever you guys are planning for the holidays, whether you got a big turkey, whether you got the sweet potatoes, maybe you don't like sweet potatoes, maybe you got just regular mashed potatoes. I love all potatoes. Doesn't really matter. Maybe some cranberry sauce. I'm not a big fan of cranberry sauce. JD doesn't like the cranberry sauce, bro. Keep it away from me, okay? Some stuffing, pass that motherfucker over. Maybe some corn, regular corn, sweet corn, whatever your flavor profile is. I like the sweet corn. Whether you guys like the green beans, the green peas, whether you guys like the what else you guys got going on there? I don't know. Dessert, what do you got? Pumpkin pie, cheesecake, crumb cake, apple pie, blueberry pie, maybe a nice cobbler. I don't know. I don't know what you guys do, you know? In my family, we do the cannolis. Whether it's the chocolate chip filled, which are my favorite, or the chocolate shell wrapped, I love those too. The rainbow cookies, which are my personal favorite, right? But whatever you guys are doing. Now, I know I'm going over food. I'm probably making you very hungry right now. Whatever you guys are doing for the holidays, whatever you're eating, whatever you're consuming, enjoy yourself, okay? But if you guys trust me with anything, if you guys trust me with your wrestling reviews every single week, I know you guys do that. If there's anything that you guys need for the holiday, if you don't have this one thing, you are spending Thanksgiving all wrong. Now, this certain individual, this certain thing is going to have your back during the holiday season. When you're sitting at the dinner table and you're looking at that relative that you can't fucking stand, like, you're looking at them and you're contemplating life. Bro, what am I doing here? I'd rather be home fucking playing Call of Duty, or I'd rather be somewhere else. Anybody else but this person. Anywhere but here. Please, I hate you. I don't even want to look at you. When you're feeling that way, or when you're done with dinner and you're sitting on the couch and you're watching a football game that you don't give a shit about, right? This one person is going to have your back. I should go into fucking telemarketing. I should be a spokesman for this guy. Bro, if you're sitting at the dinner table, what's the most important thing about your repertoire? The turkey, the stuffing, right? No, it's your beverage. If you don't have this at the dinner table, you're spending it all wrong. The Mad Elf. There you go. Gotta twist them around. There you go. The Mad Elf. Bro, this is from Troegs. Craft beer. I love you, bro. Every single year. This guy is like the fucking Undertaker, man. Every single year he makes his return. Once a year. Whereas the Undertaker, it's like 4 or 5 times a year. We get sick of him, right? This guy is once a year. He's never overexposed. It's never overexposed. Bro, this is an ale simply brewed with honey and cherries. Once a year, the Mad Elf. You see him? Look. Look at him. You see the way he looks? That's the way you're going to look after about 2 of these. 3 of these, maybe. I do not recommend consuming an entire 6-pack. You will be somewhere else in a distant, far-off land. Believe me. So, the Mad Elf, bro. If you're not having him sit at you with the Thanksgiving feast that's in front of you, you're spending Thanksgiving all wrong. So, there's my plug. If you guys want something, if you want to rush out to the beer store, or you're a beer distributor, or wherever you get your fine liquor, look for the Mad Elf. That's my recommendation to you. Thank you guys so very much for joining me right here on Off the Script. Follow me on social media at JD from NY206. I don't believe I just talked about beer for about 4 minutes. It is way too early. By the way, it's 8:30 in the morning. I am not drinking this at 8:30 in the morning, okay? I had 1 cup of Starbucks coffee, right? Toffee nut flavored, because I have to have my fall flavors. But I will be spending my time with the elf in about, 7 hours. Pop open him for the first time. Well, not the first time this year, but the first time today. And it's going to be absolutely glorious. Glorious. Unlike Bobby Roode. Follow me on social media. Enough of me. At JD from NY206. That is on Twitter and Instagram. Make sure you guys hit that subscribe button down below. Turn on that bell for all notifications. If you guys missed my AEW Dynamite review, which was an hour long, very detailed, make sure you guys go and check that out from last night. Monday Night Raw as well. Off the Script 301. I can't wait to get to record 302 this weekend. It's going to be a day late. It's going to be on Saturday and not on Friday because of the Thanksgiving holiday. But it is going to be an absolute banger. Corey Graves, I'm coming for you, and we're going to fucking rip you apart, bro. Because all the reason why Corey Graves did what he did to Mauro Ranallo, who was not on the show last night, we're going to go over that. So look forward to episode 302. But if you missed 301, links will be down below. Survivor Series, TakeOver, WarGames, everything you guys need is linked down below in the description. If you guys want to support on Patreon, you guys can certainly do that as well. Patreon.com/JD from NY206. There you guys go. Everything you need right there. Thank you all so very much for following me on social media and hitting that subscribe button down below. And today's podcast is brought to you by my good friend, my good buddy. He is my partner in crime, Salrex. He's got a Black Friday sale, folks. You guys know the shopping, the biggest holiday shopping day of the year, which I stay far, far away from these people. I do not go Black Friday shopping. I think it is absolutely terrible. I would have killed somebody by now and I would have been jailed. But I'm sure that would have made somebody happy in the wrestling community, being that I wouldn't be in the wrestling community if I did go to Walmart on Black Friday and then stab somebody over some fucking piece of shit item that's on sale for 50% off on Black Friday only. But if you guys want a good Black Friday sale where you don't have to deal with the lines and you're a YouTube content creator, Salrex is your guy. Black Friday sale Wednesday through Friday only. Logos, regular logos, he will design fee for $10. Detail logo, $20. Channel revamps, $15. If you guys want those detailed thumbnails like you see on all my videos, you guys can certainly get that through Salrex. Detailed thumbnails, $2 each. Logos, banners, flyers, thumbnails, album covers, mixtape covers, t-shirt designs, YouTube channel revamps, etc. Guys, he's only a DM away. SRXGFX. That is all capital letters on Twitter. SRXGFX. Hit up Salrex this holiday season for your Black Friday deals. The best graphic designer in the wrestling community. There you go, man. Thanks to him for making the channel look good, and thank you guys for listening right here on Off the Script. Let's get into this NXT review. We got a lot to go over. Show opened up with Josiah Williams. He kicked off the show, and it was more of situation where he hyped the crowd up and everybody in the NXT locker room came out and they were excited that they won Survivor Series. What they won, I don't know. I don't know what they won. They won nothing. We all knew that they were the A brand going into the Survivor Series. Nothing changed coming out of the Survivor Series. The entire NXT locker room emptied from the backstage area. They were celebrating around ringside at Full Sail for their Survivor Series win. The roster, except for the Undisputed Era, of course, came out. They crashed the party when their music hit. Josiah Williams was leading an NXT chant, or We Are NXT chant. They crashed the party, and Adam Cole was on the stage, all four of them actually wearing their NXT Championship titles. Adam Cole cut a promo saying that the only reason that NXT was successful this past weekend was because of the Undisputed Era. That crowd in Full Sail chanting, "You suck" at Adam Cole, which I don't know if they're on drugs or not, but Adam Cole does not suck. He's the MVP of 2019, but I guess he's a good heel. So Cole continued on complaining that, the crowd obviously doesn't know what's standing in the middle of the ring. We had Matt Riddle, Keith Lee, Champa, Dominik Dijakovic. He said that they are all losers. It had nothing to do with the four guys standing inside the ring. He said that they will defend all of their titles tonight because they are the best. Champa then interrupted Adam Cole, and he says, "Four of you guys, you four boys, you had your asses whooped at WarGames. You sure do seem confident." He said WarGames was the beginning of the end for Undisputed Era, and that their collapse will continue when Dominik Dijakovic and Keith Lee take the tag team titles from Bobby Fish and Kyle O'Reilly. He said that Roddy's days are numbered, and then he turned his attention to Adam Cole, cutting a promo on how Goldie may have to wait until Daddy was back from war, but he says, "Goldie, war is over, and Daddy won." Balor's music then hit, and he came out to the stage. He stood on the ramp between the Undisputed Era and Tommaso Ciampa, right in the middle of all this. And Ciampa looked at Balor, and he challenged Balor to a match, saying, "Prince, you have met your king." So then a big yes chant broke out in Full Sail, because who doesn't want to see Ciampa and Finn Balor? Then we had a "Ciampa's gonna kill you" chant. Then Keith Lee chimed in, stating that he knows Ciampa will defeat Balor, but he then called out Bobby Fish and Kyle O'Reilly for their tag team match. Keith Lee wants it right here, right now. Get your ass in the ring and let's do this. And when Keith Lee tells you to do something, man, you better fucking listen to Keith Lee. So we go right from that. I love the opening segment. I love the intensity of Ciampa and Balor. I love the fact that we don't know where Balor's, allegiance lies. We don't know what he's doing or what his motives are, which we'll talk about in the main event. Balor has become one of the more interesting WWE superstars right now, currently on the roster. And that includes the main roster as well. We don't know what he's up to. So having him back down in NXT is a breath of fresh air. I love seeing him in this environment. I think he looks so much better. I love his new attitude. He's so much more intense. This is the Balor that we needed on the main roster. They just didn't know how to book him. And I honestly think that with Balor and his motives being up in the air, it's going to make for some great television moving forward. But we'll talk about that when we get to the main event. Show started off with the Undisputed Era versus Dominik Dijakovic and Keith Lee. This was fucking awesome. Anything with these four guys is awesome. This was awesome. So the match started off right then and there with when Keith Lee asked for the Undisputed Era to get in the ring. Undisputed Era tried to get the early advantage on Lee and Dominik Dijakovic. They sent Dijakovic to the outside and started a 2-on-1 attack on Keith Lee. I love when Keith Lee does that double leapfrog, man. A man that size should not be able to move that good. And I could see why Vince McMahon, after watching the Survivor Series and him go one-on-one with Roman Reigns, it might be, the flavor of the month for Vince McMahon, but how you could fuck him up creatively, I don't know. I really don't know. I think the more we see Keith Lee develop, I would love to see him stand toe-to-toe with Brock Lesnar. I think that would be fucking phenomenal stuff. I really would. I hope that is the direction that they do go in. Brock Lesnar's running out of opponents. We got Samoa Joe, we got Braun Strowman, he's fought Rey Mysterio, Balor, AJ Styles, Daniel Bryan, Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins. There's really nobody else on the roster. Maybe Aleister Black is a potential opponent at that point. I don't even want to see Bray Wyatt versus Brock Lesnar. Keith Lee is, I think, somebody who would be fucking phenomenal against Brock Lesnar. So that's double leapfrog by Lee over Fish and O'Reilly at the same time. Always a sight to behold. Takes O'Reilly out, takes Fish, and then bench presses him over his head and throws him to the outside, over the top rope, on top of O'Reilly. But Bobby Fish's knee, I don't know if his knee hit the floor very hard or if his knee smashed against O'Reilly's knee. I don't know what happened here. But Fish yelled out, "Oh shit." I seen it in the replay. We go to commercial. We're back from commercial. Lee and O'Reilly in the ring. Undisputed Era is gathering their composure. Lee is in control. O'Reilly is on the defensive here. And through the commercial break, we've seen a very stiff wrist lock from Keith Lee, which he sold incredibly. Dominik Dijakovic was throwing O'Reilly around like a piece of garbage. And the one thing I want to mention, and I failed to mention this on my AEW review, but when AEW does the commercial, where we see the little box of in-ring action and then the big screen of commercial, NXT and WWE does it right whenever they do it. AEW, they do it too often, but when they do it, it's usually in a segment of the match where big moves and big shit starts to happen. Whereas when WWE goes in picture, the match significantly slows down because they don't want you to miss the big moments of the match. AEW's got to get better with that. Like when they do it, I don't want to see Pentagon do a fucking Canadian Destroyer. I don't want to see Pentagon start doing dives over the top rope. I don't want to start seeing Phoenix jump all over the place like a ballerina. I want to watch that stuff when it's full screen. Don't put that stuff in the middle of a picture-in-picture. You guys got to know when you're going to commercial, and the talent has to know that you got to slow the match down, and then when they come back from commercial break to pick it back up again. That's just my 2 cents, but what the fuck do I know? Bobby Fish, at this point, was taken out of the match. Now, being that he was taken out in this fashion, he might have been legit hurt. And absolutely, I would say he was legit hurt. I haven't read anything. I haven't seen any news articles yet on Bobby Fish. Hopefully he's not seriously hurt. That would suck very much because he was out just a few months back. Now, in comes Roderick Strong to take his place, and he wasn't even in his ring gear. He was in his black jeans and shoes. So, you know that this isn't planned. If Roderick Strong had absolutely no ring gear on, he was not scheduled for the show, and he was just thrown out there in the middle of this, and he's got to take Bobby Fish's place like that. So Lee and Dijakovic are owning Undisputed Era still. Strong illegally came in to chop Lee. He looked pissed. O'Reilly tries to take advantage here, 2-on-1. Dominik Dijakovic comes in. Lee and Dominik Dijakovic have a stare down because they got some history between one another. So that was the only brief moment where they had a sense of, bro, you want to fuck with me? So they went back to doing what they need to do, and that is being a tag team. So we got them looking at each other, and at this point, we have both members of Undisputed Era down. O'Reilly and Strong laying next to each other. Dominik Dijakovic takes Keith Lee and vertical suplexes him on top of Roderick Strong and Kyle O'Reilly. Unbelievable. So they were unable to follow up. Undisputed Era got Dominik Dijakovic back in their corner. Strong was the legal man. Chop block taking out Dominik Dijakovic's knee. And that's the issue here. Strong targeting a limb. It's going to be a long night for whoever's in the ring with him. O'Reilly is now getting heat on Dominik Dijakovic and the knee. Tags into Strong. They play tug-of-war holding Dominik Dijakovic. And he jumps to make the tag to Keith Lee. Keith Lee gets the hot tag. Lee running around with the Undisputed Era, taking them both out. Lee was going for the Spirit Bomb. O'Reilly saves Strong. Lee ends up tossing both over his shoulders. Now to the outside, Lee about to dive, and they move out of the way. And a chop block to Keith Lee by the Undisputed Era. Lee shoved into the Timekeeper's area at this point. O'Reilly off the apron with a jumping knee to Keith Lee into the Timekeeper's table. Back in the ring, Lee down. Strong up top, misses an elbow drop off the top rope. Lee is back up. He makes the tag to Dijakovic. Stiff punches to Strong. Clothesline turns him inside out. Strong tags in O'Reilly. Dijakovic goes for a chokeslam, and he turns it into a triangle, does O'Reilly. Dominik Dijakovic starts to power out and starts lifting Kyle O'Reilly up. At the same time, Roderick Strong tried to help him. And at this point, Dominik Dijakovic power bombs O'Reilly and chokeslams Roderick Strong at the same time. Crowd went crazy. It looked great. Dijakovic was going for a feast your eyes. Strong rolls him up for two. Lee comes around and tries to take out Undisputed Era. No luck. Dijakovic hits a springboard senton to the outside. Again, guys that size should not be flying like that. So, back in the ring, we got a double choke slam. Adam Cole, this was the spot of the night. Out of everything that happened on the show, this was the spot of the night. Adam Cole comes down to try and help. We have O'Reilly and Strong just not doing what they need to do. Adam Cole comes down, and Lee was up after being taken out by the Undisputed Era. He gets up, and Keith Lee fucking launches Adam Cole with a shoulder tackle into the crowd. I swear to fucking God, he took out the first 3 rows on the right side of the ramp at Full Sail University. Adam Cole went fucking flying into the crowd. He sold the absolute shit out of this. Either he sold this brilliantly or Keith Lee is the strongest man alive. That was unbelievable. Fucking craziest spot. One of the craziest spots. You could even go back to the weekend. One of the craziest spots of the weekend. You got to go and watch this if it's on WWE's YouTube channel. It's unbelievable. So, as this is happening, Keith Lee is out there with Adam Cole. Undisputed Era deliver a high load to Dijakovic, and they win the match. Keith Lee could not make it back into the ring. He tried to attempt to get in there and break the pinfall up. Couldn't do it. And that was it. So, that was the end of the match. The Undisputed Era win, retain the tag team titles. I would love to see this happen again under the right circumstances without somebody getting injured. We'll have to find out what happens to Bobby Fish. I hope he is not injured. It didn't look good, so hopefully it is not as serious as everybody is speculating it is, because they got him out of there quick, and in came Roderick Strong, so hopefully he is okay. Cathy Kelley interviewed Candice LeRae about her team's win at TakeOver and Survivor Series. When Cathy mentioned Dakota Kai, LeRae cut a promo on Kai saying that Tegan Knox, who was taken out by Dakota Kai at TakeOver in a brilliant attack, and she said that Knox was like her own flesh and blood, her own sister. She said that Kai will pay because she's not dealing with just a friend of Knox, she's dealing with her big sister, and that was it. So Candice LeRae wants some revenge, and she wants to be the first up to go after Dakota Kai. Shane Thorne versus Mansoor. It's good to see Mansoor back in NXT. He defeated Cesaro at Crown Jewel in what I thought was a great match. And he won the biggest battle royal in WWE all year back at Super Showdown. So this was nothing more than a showcase match for Mansoor. If you guys don't know who Mansoor is, you guys will I mean, if you guys have been watching the Saudi Arabian shows, he's going to be a staple on those shows every single time. He is that guy that you're going to see on every one of those shows. So Thorne backed Mansoor into the corner. They traded some big chops before Mansoor landed a beautiful dropkick to Thorne, knocking him to the outside. Mansoor went for a suicide dive, but was caught by Thorne. So Mansoor goes for a suicide dive through the ropes. Thorne caught him. He used Mansoor's momentum to deliver a side suplex to the floor, which looked great. Thorne then threw Mansoor back in the ring, attempted to cover him, but only managed a 2 count. Thorne attempted to get a camel clutch on Mansoor, and Mansoor was able to free an arm and fight back to escape the camel clutch. Mansoor returned the offense to Thorne, landed a beautiful enziguri to Thorne, knocking Thorne to the outside. He followed up with a suicide dive that he tried the first time. This time he actually connected with the suicide dive. He threw Thorne into the ring, landed a beautiful neck breaker for the 1-2-3, and that was pretty much it. Shane Thorne continues to lose. Mansoor in a simple showcase for him here on NXT in Full Sail. Nothing more, nothing less. If WWE is going to be in Saudi Arabia for the next 8 years or so, and this is just common logic, it makes sense to showcase Mansoor in front of an audience that's going to appreciate him a little bit more than they will as if it was on Monday Night Raw or Friday Night SmackDown. And if they are going to showcase him over in Saudi Arabia twice a year on these shows, it makes sense for him to be showcased like this, so we are somewhat invested in him when we do watch him succeed and win over at these Crown Jewel shows and these Super Showdown shows twice a year. So it only makes good business sense. It's only common logic that he is showcased here, so we are at least a little bit more invested in who Mansoor is and what he does. And he's very good. He's very good at what he does. Candice LeRae versus Dakota Kai. Dakota Kai came out with Tegan Nox's knee brace. I love this. It's always a nice touch when you got a heel turn like Dakota Kai's and she comes out sporting what she thinks is a trophy of her job well done. She reveled in her heel turn. I love it. Candice is hanging from the bottom rope in this match early on. Candice started off hot. She was like, I'm going to beat this bitch up, and that's exactly what she did. So, after Candice LeRae had that intensity, Dakota Kai grounded her. She was hanging on the bottom rope. Kai, on the outside, delivered a running boot to her face. We go to a quick commercial break. Back from commercial break, LeRae is in the corner. Kai misses her big kick in the corner. That running kick that she does, the big haluva kick that she does. LeRae tries to take advantage with a famouser on Kai, but she reverses it into a power bomb. That was nicely done by Dakota Kai. Candice kicked out. They're both on the apron now. LeRae up top. She decides not to go up top. She takes Kai by the waist, and she tries to suplex her on the apron. And this is another one of those spots that's just went horribly wrong. You guys know what I'm talking about if you watched NXT last night. She takes Kai by the waist, tries to suplex her on the apron, and in what looked to be a horrible, horrible botch, she missed the apron completely. Both women on the floor. Kai's arm was the only part of her body. It was supposed to be her back, but Kai's arm was the only part of her body that actually hit the ring apron on the way down, which I don't know. That looked to be really shitty. And she could have tore a ligament. She could have broken an arm. And on top of that, broken her fucking back and her head on the way down. That was nasty. Both women are down. Back in the ring. Chops by Candice. She's trying to gain some momentum here. Big splash in the corner. She goes to the second rope. Tornado DDT. Goes for a cover. Kick out by Kai. Kai looks completely out of it. That spot on the floor was nasty. The DDT, even nastier. Dakota Kai did not know where she was at this point. She looked legitimately fucked up. So they both got back up. Kai with a headbutt. Candice in the corner. She gets her kick in the corner. She tried it again. She went for one haluva kick. She got it. She went for another haluva kick. And Candice got a kick to Kai's face. Both are down again. Candice now going up top. Kai stops her. Candice goes for a sunset bomb. Kai went for the knee brace that she brought to the ring. And Candice drove Kai's head into the turnbuckle to stop the knee brace attack. Powerbomb. Candice got her down. Goes for a cover, only a 2 count. Candice with a kick to the face. Goes for a lion salt. Misses. Kai gets her backstabber on Candice, and she kicks out. Kai at this point really frustrated. Super pissed. LeRae managed to make it back to her feet and landed her husband's finish. The Gargano escape. Like husband, like wife. Awesome. So Kai has the Gargano escape applied on her. Candice locked it in. Kai almost made it to the ropes, but LeRae pulled her away. Kai managed to escape, rolled to the outside. She grabbed the knee brace that she took from Tegan Nox, and she blasted LeRae over the head with it, and the referee seen it. Disqualification, and Candice LeRae wins by disqualification. Kai, at this point, living in the moment, living the heel gimmick. At one point, I did not personally see Dakota Kai as a heel. She came out all bubbly and smiley, and, she was... A lot of people watching her in the Mae Young Classic, like me, for the first time, all those years ago, we all looked at Dakota Kai and seen another Bayley. And when Bayley was suffering and failing on the main roster, we all were kind of leaning on Dakota Kai. She is the new Bayley. This is how Bayley should wrestle. This is how Bayley should look and act. Dakota Kai was the new Bayley, right? She was all bubbly. I love to see how someone in Dakota Kai that we really didn't take to be a heel or play a good heel is playing her heel role so beautifully. I love the intensity. I love the facial expressions. I love the mannerisms. I love the I don't give a fuck attitude. This is about me. I was out for almost a year. I'm back. This is my division. I love that attitude. And it really makes her stand out. And I love the outfits too. It's got a little bit of that colorful personality, but it's dark at the same time. So I'm loving what she's doing right now. Dakota Kai brutally attacked LeRae after this disqualification. She threw Candice into the steps, into the ring post. Referee managed to take the knee brace away from her. So Kai, being that she didn't have the knee brace because the referee took the knee brace away from her, went for a steel chair. She grabbed a steel chair. She went to attack LeRae with it, but Rhea Ripley came out of nowhere, delivered a fucking Ken Masters Street Fighter-like tornado kick, and it wasn't a tornado kick, but a leaping fucking super kick. And she kicked Kai and the chair away. Kai ran off when she seen this, and Rhea Ripley picks up the chair, wielding the chair, screaming at Dakota Kai, and that was it. She went to go check on Candice LeRae. Candice was bleeding from the lip a little bit, and that was it. Everybody went crazy, man. Rhea Ripley is having one hell of a fucking month, and that was not the last we seen of Rhea Ripley. This was awesome. This was a really good match. I love Candice LeRae. She is so consistent in the ring. Dakota Kai is really, really living in the moment with this heel turn. I'm loving it. And the women's division right now in NXT is probably the best women's division in the entire world. They are just hitting on all cylinders right now. And it's being led by Shayna, who's awesome. And Rhea Ripley. You got Candice. You got Bianca. Mia Yim is there, who still has the Dakota Kai issue to take care of. Dakota Kai. Tegan Nox is going to be back. Toni Storm is probably going to be on her way in eventually. We got Deonna Purrazzo waiting in the wings. We got Chelsea Green waiting in the wings. It's going to be just fucking awesome to watch. I'm loving it. Women's division at NXT is so great. But Becky Lynch doesn't have any competition on the main roster. Go figure. Cathy Kelly was with Tommaso Ciampa. They were backstage. Ciampa said that he issued the challenge to Balor because he wanted it. He knows what Balor's NXT history is, but he says Ciampa is NXT. He said that Balor stepping in the ring with him is Balor's biggest mistake. We'll find out later. Lio Rush versus Akira Tozawa for the Cruiserweight Championship. I said this on Survivor Series. Don't know what Akira Tozawa did to get a Cruiserweight Championship at the Survivor Series kickoff show. He was there with, I believe, Kalisto, and Lio Rush obviously won. You're not going to take the title off of Lio Rush because the money match is with Lio Rush and Angel Garza. Now Akira Tozawa is in this match with Lio Rush, and I don't watch 205 Live. I'm not sure what's happening on 205 Live. I don't know if WWE is invested in 205 Live to give us storylines that are really going to transcend from one show to the other. But I don't know what Akira Tozawa has done to get an NXT Cruiserweight Championship match. Anyway, this was going to be a great match because both guys are great workers. Tozawa was actually booed in Full Sail University. Lio Rush, obviously the fan favorite here. There was some indifference to Lio Rush because Angel Garza was so over in his match with Lio Rush that Lio Rush was booed. He was legitimately booed. And the fanfare for Angel Garza is because he's such a great worker and that personality is just so great. That prick-like attitude, man. How can you not like Angel Garza? Match started off back and forth between both men, feeling each other out. Nothing really all that big until Rush was on the top rope. Ozawa caught him with some chops. 1 chop, 2 chops. Lio Rush is still sitting there. Rush sat there, and Ozawa was like, "You're not going to go down." He took his right hand and punched Lio Rush right in the face, that all you seen was a big wad of spit fly out of his face, and Lio Rush fell to the mat. Rush tried to roll to the outside. Ozawa caught him. Rush tried for a German suplex. Blocked. Rush then transitioned to try for a sunset bomb on the floor outside. Ozawa kicked Rush in the face and delivered a senton with Rush draped across the ring apron. Looked great. We go to commercial. Rush, back from commercial, had Ozawa in a submission. Ozawa back up, face plant, low drop kick, and Rush to the outside. He looked to dive. Rush moved. So Ozawa instead, with a rolling cannonball off the apron, took Rush out on the outside. Rush back in, Ozawa up top, missile drop kick, cover, and Rush grabs the bottom rope. Now these two, in the middle of this match, had an incredible back and forth that resulted in both delivering a double big boot to the face. So much movement that I will never be able to do it justice in describing what happened. There was quick offense, there was counters, there was blocks, there was ducking of moves and kicks and punches, sliding through the legs. Crazy. It's crazy stuff. I will never be able to do it justice. You guys know what I'm talking about if you watch the show. Both men's momentum. They were even at this point through that transition and then into this next spot. Both men tried for the same move. So the momentum of both men took them out to the apron. Ozawa with the big boot, step up enziguri by Ozawa, and then he literally launched Lio Rush with a German suplex off the fucking ring apron. That might have been one of the sickest spots all week. Not as sick as the Keith Lee Adam Cole spot from the first match, but this was scary. Rush flipped in midair to sell the move, and he almost fucking landed on top of his head in what I thought was the scariest spot of the night, and both men down at this point. If Rush was off by just another small bit, he would have had a broken neck. Could have killed himself. So both men down. Both men make it back in the ring at a 9 count. Ozawa made his way to his feet, and he was rolled up by Rush for a 2. Rush had a flurry of kicks that knocked Ozawa's mouth guard out of his mouth. He looked completely out of it. Referee went to go check on him. Rush picked up Ozawa and fired off some strikes and kicks again. Rush went for the come-up, that springboard bottom rope stunner that he does. Ozawa countered it into a German suplex. So Rush bounced off the bottom rope. Ozawa caught him. Quick German suplex. Ozawa has a brilliant German suplex, and the timing of this is fucking ridiculous to get that right. Beautiful stuff. Ozawa went to the top, leapt into the air for a massive senton. Rush got the knees up. That's his finishing move, the big senton off the top. Rush got the knees up. Rush made it to the top and landed 2 consecutive final hours. That split-legged frog splash. One on Ozawa's back. Ozawa rolled over. He goes to the other corner. Frog splash again. Lio Rush wins and retains the Cruiserweight Championship. Excellent, excellent match. Can't wait to see what he does again with Angel Garza. Rush has been phenomenal in his comeback as Cruiserweight Champion. Akira Tozawa is so underrated. And if WWE actually gave a shit about him and pushed him legitimately, man, this guy could put on a great match with anybody. He is really, really good. Both of these guys have been just so good for so long. It's nice to see them do their thing together in the ring. I'm very much looking forward to Lio Rush and Angel Garza whenever that match happens for the Cruiserweight Championship. Cathy Kelly was backstage with Finn Balor this time. Balor said that Champa is living in Balor's world, and it's a dark place. No, Finn, the dark place is on Monday. I think you got everything completely backwards here. He put Gargano in the hospital. He put Riddle away. And tonight it's Ciampa's turn. Ciampa, meet the Prince. There you go. Very simple and direct from one Prince Balor. Xia Li versus Vanessa Bourne. Who the fuck cares about this? Xia Li wins. She drops Bourne with a powerbomb and then a kick to the head. Goodbye. I don't even give a shit. I'm not even talking about this match. A complete waste of my time. During the match, the horsewomen came out and stood on the ramp. We got Marina Shafir, we got Jessamine Duke, and we got Shayna Baszler. Shayna sends her goons in to attack Xia Li. Shayna is attacking Li until she receives a kick to the face. Xia Li's fighting back, but obviously the 3-on-1 advantage caught up to Xia Li. Shayna takes her knee and drives it right into Xia Li's face, knocking her out. She takes the microphone and she addresses the Survivor Series. She's talking to Full Sail, talking about the Survivor Series weekend. And everybody said that Rhea Ripley had the best weekend of anybody at Survivor Series. So Shayna, in the jealous mode that she's in, she addresses everybody who said that and says that it was her that had the best weekend. No one had a weekend like Shayna Baszler. She beat Bayley, she beat Becky Lynch, and she did it both at the same time. Fans are chanting for Rhea Ripley at this point. Without her there would be nothing to celebrate. She has held the title in her second reign for over a year now, and then all of a sudden, out comes Rhea Ripley. Shayna and the horsewomen slowly back away. They slide out of the ring. Rhea makes her way into the ring. Shayna, where are you going? I just wanted to talk. She says, Shayna, I just want to say congratulations. You did beat Bayley and Becky, but when you went face-to-face with me, I beat you. And I will do it again the next time I am in the ring with you, and this time it will be for the NXT Women's Championship. Shayna says, listen, I've heard this song and dance before. You might be the nightmare, but I am the reality. And the reality is you're going to be tapping or napping, just like the rest of them. Rhea said, well, if that's the case, why don't you do it right now? And then Shayna doesn't have to do anything right now. She's the champion. So she walks away. And that was it. This was awesome. And again, Rhea Ripley is at a point right now. We all talked about who's going to take the title off of Shayna Baszler. I said, it's not going to be Bianca, right? Wasn't going to be Mia Yim. Candice LeRae was in there. I figured, you know what? Let's go the Johnny Gargano route and have little Candice LeRae take the title off of Shayna Baszler. But, you know, some people are making the argument about that it wouldn't look believable. That Shayna is just too much for someone like Candice LeRae. In comes, or Io Shirai even. Io Shirai could have been another one to take the title off of Shayna. WWE didn't go with any of those. Now, I don't know if Rhea Ripley was always in the plan. I don't know if WWE brought Rhea Ripley in for this particular moment, for this. I don't think that WWE brought in Rhea Ripley thinking that she would be as over as she is right now. But this is why I love NXT. Look at what they're doing with Rhea Ripley. They're not forcing her. They're not really, overexposing her. She did what she did at the Survivor Series because she led her team into WarGames. She was the team captain for Survivor Series. There was nobody better than Rhea Ripley for the team captain. And she just came out of all these situations that they gave her, and she came out looking like a winner. And here she is, right back on NXT TV this week, picking up where she left off at the WarGames, taking care of her friend and Candice LeRae, coming out and trying to get some on Dakota Kai. And here she is with Shayna Baszler. They're picking up the storyline from the time before WarGames. Because Shayna and Rhea Ripley had a match, and it really didn't amount to anything. Now Rhea Ripley is much more over compared to when she was first brought to NXT. I don't think that WWE thought she would be as over as she is now. And she is obviously and clearly becoming that woman that we're all putting our investment in. And she's going to take that title from Shayna Baszler. And the more we see Rhea Ripley and the more we see her creatively booked in this natural setting, the more it's likely and the more we're going to believe she's going to take that title off of Shayna Baszler. I think this is great. And then Shayna, after the 5 times that I've said it and dropped the ball and have been completely wrong, when Rhea wins the title, she's going to be the babyface of the division. Who that heel is going to be, I don't know. I really don't know. Maybe it's going to be Dakota Kai. I have no clue. I don't know who they're going to get as a heel. Could be Io, but Io is Io. Everybody still loves Io. Who is going to be that overwhelming heel on the NXT roster in the women's division that's going to be the one to go toe-to-toe with Rhea Ripley? I don't know. And then Shayna Baszler is going to get called up to the main roster, which I have news on this weekend on Off the Script. Everybody wants Shayna Baszler on the main roster. It's time. It's time. She's in her mid-30s. You got to strike while the iron is hot. This is a Finn Balor situation all over again. Balor, when he made his jump to the main roster, was 35 years old, 36 years old? Strike while the iron is hot right now. Becky needs legit competition. And we're going to go over the Shayna Baszler talk, why everybody wants her on the main roster, why she main evented the Survivor Series. and why there is no competition for Becky Lynch on the main roster, and why the women's division sucks right now, why the main event for Survivor Series sucked with Shayna involved. So Shayna's going to get called up to the main roster. Rhea Ripley is just phenomenal at this point. Everybody loves Rhea, and she's believable. She really is believable. She is exactly what Becky Lynch needs to be, real. When you look at Becky Lynch, I love Becky. Becky's got to be in there with the right person. When Becky is overly scripted, it comes off as cheesy. It comes off as cringe. And I don't want to sit here and shit on the Becky Lynch fan base, but Becky Lynch has died off significantly. And to be fair, the writing on WWE sucks. Becky Lynch doesn't deliver it in a believable way. WWE has done Becky Lynch no favors outside of the Sasha Banks feud, which resulted in a fantastic Hell in a Cell match. But other than that, they have literally done nothing to give her quality opponents. Now, a year later, they're finally going back to Asuka. A year later, they finally came to the conclusion, you know what? Maybe we should go back and visit the Asuka feud for Becky Lynch. Seriously? While Asuka's a tag team champion, and while Asuka has no shot at beating Becky Lynch because you're not going to take the title off of Becky Lynch. Come on, man. You got to do better than that. Charlotte, Asuka, Kairi Sane, there's no fucking competition. This is rinse and repeat over and over again. How do you have the best women's roster out of any fucking organization on the planet and you have no competition for Becky Lynch? That's what I call dropping the fucking ball. And honestly, are we going to get invested in a Shayna and Becky feud? What is the problem there? You got to tell me a good story. Why did the Survivor Series match fail at Survivor Series? Because, A, WWE really didn't do anything as far as telling the story. Becky Lynch really wasn't doing anything up until that point. There was really no investment in Becky Lynch. Yeah, Shayna's great, and Shayna's going to bring out the best in someone like Becky Lynch, but you made it about Ronda. Oh, this is Ronda's best friend, Shayna Baszler. And that's all people knew. So when they watched the match, there was no investment. Yeah, we know Shayna Baszler's great in NXT, but when she got brought to the main roster, it was, oh, this is Ronda's best friend. That's the vibe that WWE gave off. So they need to do a better job at building somebody for Becky Lynch. Otherwise, this division going into 2020 is going to be the same as it is this year. Trash. Tommaso Ciampa versus Finn Balor. This was billed as the first match between the two, and I was looking forward to this. I honestly didn't think that this was going to be a match in the main event on tonight's show. I thought that they would save this for next week, but this was billed as the first match between the two, back and forth. During the early portion of this match, Ciampa tried for an air raid crash. You know how that goes. He air raid crashed Adam Cole off the WarGames cage through 2 tables. He tried the air raid crash on the floor. Balor blocked it. Back and forth, Ciampa catapulted Balor into the ring post. We go to commercial break right during the main event. So we got a split screen commercial. It's back. They didn't do it for the entire show. The beginning they did it, and the end they did it. So we got the split screen commercial. Balor cut off Ciampa during the break, with Ciampa making a comeback. When the commercial came back, Balor crashed into the barricade when Ciampa knocked him off the apron and into the barricade with a knee strike. Back in the ring, another knee strike by Ciampa. He goes for a quick cover, only a 2 count. Ciampa went for another knee. As he pulled down his knee pad, Balor answered back with a sling blade. He sent Ciampa out of the ring. Ciampa was on the floor on the outside. Shotgun dropkick sent Ciampa into the barricade himself. Balor teased doing the same thing to Ciampa as he did to Johnny Boy, Johnny Gargano. He tried for that 1916 on the ramp. Ciampa reversed it and delivered an air raid crash to Balor on the floor. Balor made it back in the ring at 9. Beautiful Project Ciampa on Balor for a 2 count, almost perfection. Balor with a double stomp as he counted the fairy tale ending. Ciampa went to end it, but he countered with a double stomp to Balor, and a shotgun dropkick set Balor up for the coup de grace. Ciampa stopped him to deliver an air raid crash off the top. Avalanche air raid crash. Balor kicks out at 2. Ciampa then yells out, "This is for Johnny Boy." Cole, Adam Cole, cleaned his mess up from earlier, comes back out to cause a distraction, and Balor with a schoolboy roll-up for a 2 count. Now, Cole had dropped his championship belt when he jumped onto the apron, and Balor picked it up. He went to use it, but to no avail, as Ciampa countered with a roll-up. Balor executed a reverse DDT on the NXT title belt, and he knew he had fucked up at this point. The referee looked, she's seen it, and Balor looked at the referee. What are you going to do now? Referee was like, keep going. Keep going. I'm not going to call the DQ because the belt reportedly, I think the commentary team mentioned it was ruled accidental. So that's what they said on commentary. Ciampa kicked out of this DDT on the NXT title belt. Cole then interfered as he hit Ciampa with a kick behind the referee's back. And then Balor nailed the 1916. Balor covered Ciampa for the win. And Adam Cole was on the outside smirking that Tommaso Ciampa just lost to Finn Balor. So both were in the ring, posing over Ciampa, who was down after the 1916. Cole grabbed the NXT title and flashed the Undisputed Era hand sign. Balor displayed the guns, and they were standing over Tommaso Ciampa, and everything seemed like Finn Balor was aligning with the Undisputed Era, at least for tonight. And then, out of nowhere, Balor suddenly dropped Cole with a Pele kick, the same way he did Johnny Gargano when the first heel turn came about, and he hit Adam Cole with a Pele kick out of nowhere, and Balor walked up the ramp, and that was it. That's the way the show ended. Now, after the Survivor Series and the clusterfuck of matches that we got nothing but tag team matches and just big brawls and all this chaos. After Survivor Series and all these multi-man matches, I think every single one of us really just want to see a one-on-one match. We want to see NXT go back to what they do best. A one-on-one match for the NXT Championship. We want to be invested in what their biggest prize is. Now, it looked like Balor was aligning himself with Cole for the common good, right? Balor wants to take out Ciampa. He took out Johnny Boy, Johnny Gargano. We don't know when he's going to be back. He wants to take out Ciampa now as well, but he kicked him in the head. Balor kicked Adam Cole in the head. Balor is being portrayed as a loner on WWE TV. So instead of the one-on-one, we are possibly getting a triple threat match for the NXT title. Could be. Not really sure. We don't know what NXT's planning to do, but it looks like there will be a three-man gang for the NXT Championship. This entire situation is intriguing because we don't know where Balor is going with this entire run in NXT. We don't know what his motives are. We don't know why he's here. Does he want the NXT title? Does he want to recreate NXT in the image that he had set forth when he was there 3.5 years ago? Ciampa lost. Ciampa lost. No matter how you look at it, with Adam Cole's distraction or not, Ciampa lost. Ciampa is, in the eyes of everybody, the guy that's going to take the title off of Adam Cole, but he lost to Finn Balor. Now, if we use common logic here, that means that Ciampa would be out of title contention, and Balor would be the one to take on Adam Cole for the NXT Championship. Will we see that? I don't know. I think Balor's going to have to answer to Johnny Gargano first before anything happens. So, if we use logic here, that would put Ciampa out of title contention, but I think we all know that Ciampa is not going to just let Goldie sit around the waist of Adam Cole. So, the money match we all know is Adam Cole and Tommaso Ciampa. How we get there is going to be interesting, but Balor's motives here could lead to a triple threat match before we get that match we all want. The proper match that we want to see, though predictable, with Ciampa getting Goldie back. Now, predictable is not bad in this situation. It was predictable that Johnny Gargano was going to win the NXT title, and it was epic when it happened. I'm sure WWE could do the same thing with Ciampa beating Adam Cole whenever that moment does come to be. But Balor is the most interesting character in all of WWE because of these motives. We don't know what his motives are. The why. Why is he here? Why is he attacking Johnny Gargano, Tommaso Ciampa, and now Adam Cole? He took out the leader of the Undisputed Era with a Pele kick, the same way he took out Johnny Gargano. Why? What is he doing here? What does he want? We don't know. And just by that simple why, and Balor doing all these things, and we don't have any answers to these questions, it makes Balor, like he said, all eyes in the business are on him. And I'm loving it. Now, he's going to have to answer to Johnny Gargano. If you think Johnny Gargano is just going to let this slide, Balor's not getting a title shot anytime soon. He's got Johnny Gargano to answer to. So we could be in for a triple threat. We could have a triangle here for the NXT title. Who knows when Johnny is brought in, if it's going to be 4 men chasing the NXT title. This is good stuff. But I really, deep down, I just want a one-on-one match. I want NXT to go back to what they do best, and that is tell stories and give me that emotional investment over the biggest prize in NXT. So it's going to be very interesting. I thought this show was great. NXT has been on fire. They've been on point as of late, and I'm loving these shows, man. I can't really sit here and say anything bad about them. It's NXT. You got to love it. The number one brand, the A show in all of WWE. Guys, I'm getting out of here. Thank you so very much for all your support. Happy Thanksgiving to each and every one of you. Follow me on social media at JD from NY206. Hit that subscribe button down below. Turn on that bell for all notifications, and I will be back. No off the script on Friday. I've been uploading it on Friday. It will be back to Friday the next week. This weekend, Saturday and Sunday. So thank you guys so very much. I will see you all right back here for 302. You don't want to miss it, man. You don't want to miss it. We're going to rip into Corey Graves and, of course, Seth Rollins. Vince furious at Seth Rollins for what he said on Monday Night Raw. We'll go over it. I'll see you guys then. Happy Thanksgiving, and I'll see you guys right back here next for SmackDown on Fox. See you guys then.